Hey there, everyone. It's Micah. Hope everyone is doing well, whoever is receiving or listening to this recording. Hope everyone had a nice solstice. It was either yesterday or the day before, but around the 20th or 21st. We are just about halfway through 2021, if you can believe that. So just know that no matter how your first half of the year was going, things can always change in a moment, in an instant, if you so choose. So just to say that ahead of time, let's make the most of the second half of the year, because before you know it, it will be the end of 2021 and another new year will begin. But before we get that far ahead of ourselves, we actually have, because I do tend to start doing these astrological timeline updates, in a couple days time, we have another full moon. Yay. So usually full moon effects begin about now, 3 days before, 3 days after. So again, if you notice anything different going on in the collective, in your own world, it's might very well be full moon effects. We're all affected in some way by the full moon, sometimes very subtle, sometimes it's very blatant and apparent. I guess it's just the way the moon moves the tides and moves our emotions. So just be mindful of that if you do tend to have more of an emotional outburst or for whatever reason. It is summer too, so when things get hot, emotions can run hot and high as well. And then compounded with a moon that it just can exacerbate things, so to speak. So just be aware of that. Full moons always provide, some lesson in learning, whatever it is individually. I know people like to look up things astrologically and, you can do all that. But I would always say, always know what's true for you. No matter what anybody says, know what is true for you. Know thyself, heal thyself, be thyself. So there is that. So we're rounding up June, the solstice is over. Hope everyone had a really nice Father's Day. I got to spend some time with my dad and my sister and my brother via FaceTime. So that was really nice. That was a nice thing to get to do. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day and connecting, if not, with your father, a father figure, just the aspect of, the masculine in that way. I know it can be a different energy than Mother's Day, so to speak. But hopefully everyone still had some type of connection and something to receive from that. Since I know not all of us have, just like mothers can be a very charged thing. I know sometimes relationships with our dads can be that way as well. But still, hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. Let's see, what else do I have to say? My current work with, as far as yoga is concerned, with bedtime flow is over, but I am doing yoga classes online by request. So if you would like to have a class online, I am still doing that. You can just reach out to me via email and we can set up a class. I have no problem doing that. I'm usually pretty much free in the evening. So if anyone would like to do a class, anything like that, then let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. But like I said, as bedtime flow, who I'm working with, that is closed for the summer. We will open back up again. I think we're planning on the fall. But in the meantime, I'm still open for yoga. There is definitely still yoga. Okay. So what else? Because I did make a list. Cicadas, yes. So they pretty much they're pretty much fading out, I believe. They came, they conquered, they really, really conquered. Wow. And they went. And I guess if we're fortunate, they will be back in 17 years. Man, based on the way the earth is, I have no idea. I hope we'll still have a planet by then, for crying out loud. But wow, what an experience that they were. I really have no words for it. Their sound was amazing. And then things got really chaotic when they started like spreading themselves around. I got hit several times, several landed on me. It was kind of funny, a little bit freakish at times, but because they're blind, so they can't see. I guess there's something else that's allowing them to move and know where they're going, but physically they can't see. So they were, it's funny watching them bounce into me, bounce into cars, bounce into other people. But now they are pretty much out of here. And the remaining ones are, honestly, as I've seen, being eaten up by the birds now. So, but they've done their part. I mean, that was their point. They came, they went. As I said, they conquered. They've left their offspring. And if we still have a planet in 17 years, which I hope and I certainly pray that we will, then 17 years from now, they will be back at it again. So that was our nature anomaly. If you have not had a nature anomaly like this, then I certainly hope you get to see one at some point in your lifetime, because Mother Earth is a really amazing, fascinating, and interesting place to be. And the way that she operates and coordinates things is very fascinating. And we're all a part of her. We're all a part of it. So I guess that makes humanity unique and interesting and fascinating as well. But yes, summertime is here. The fireflies are out now, which I really enjoy seeing. There's just for me, I think summer is one of my favorite seasons. It's just a different space. It's warmer, it's sunnier outside. It's just different. It's nice. You want to be out. I think people are still people. I mean, post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, everybody still has their isms, but you know what? If you look for it, you can still find some people who are being kind and open and honest, and you get those really cool conversations that are just like, wow, it's nice to meet someone who's being humane. And I think, anytime we find someone in our lives who's being humane and being themselves, that's a real gift. That's a real gift these days, in a world where everybody seems to be everybody else but themselves. It's nice when you come across people who are just being them out in the world, making it work however they know how. Let's see, because I did make a list this time. For some reason, I was all about my lists. Oh, book recommendations. So my book recommendation for this episode is called The Alchemist. And some of you may have heard this. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Hopefully I pronounced his name correct. He's a Brazilian author. You probably have heard this book before. It is a quintessential, what are they called? Hero's journey, finding your personal legend, the treasure that you are, the treasure in your heart. If you haven't heard of it, if you haven't read it, it's an easy read. It's a really enjoyable read. And whether you resonate with the hero's journey or not, I think it's something that speaks to all of us about being true to you, living your calling, living your personal legend, and trusting in a greater power and a greater force and a greater spirit, God, universe, however you deem it to be. And that force, that spirit is always guiding us for us to be more of who we are. And whatever it is that we're set out here to accomplish and experience, that there is a higher power, there is a greater level of grace that is here to contribute to that, for us to live out our personal legend and live the lives that we've always desired to live. And I think this book is just a beautiful example of that. Very simple, very easy to read. I've read it before. I'm reading a different book actually right now that I will, if I don't recommend in my next episode, I'll recommend another episode or two, because I'm still processing through it. But this is just another wonderful book to read. Highly recommend it. Summer's a great time for reading. Summer reading is like a big thing. So if you want to pick up a good book for summer reading, The Alchemist is just like, it just seems to be that summer book that you read and that you take with you. You take notes and you set reminders of yourself to follow your personal legend and know that there is always someone, something, somewhere looking out for you. It really is as simple as that. And yes, there are trials and tribulations, but everything that happens is not there to harm us or to hurt us, but there to, again, to contribute to us being who we really are, and to know that, what was I going to say? know that everything's okay. And even more than that, to know that we are intrinsically, as I've said before, connected to life itself, the epitome of life itself. People use different terms, different names, but there is something about knowing that there is something who we are, and there's something even greater that's looking out for us. And we don't always know that when we're going through like really crappy times. So some of you may be experiencing that right now, or come from that, or going through that, but there's always a greater perspective. And what I loved about this book is that I think it shows that in so many different ways. You follow the omens, you trust yourself, you may make what you think is a mistake, but that mistake may turn out to be one of the greatest choices, the greatest decisions you ever made in your life. So again, if you haven't read The Alchemist, I highly recommend it. If you want to read it again, read it again. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful book to read. And I'm glad that I have this on my book list. And I will, like I said, as I've done before, recommend some other books that I think are really great contributions and that I hope would be a great contribution to you as well. If not now, then in the future. And so, yeah, I think that's about it that I wanted to express is going on with me and what I see going on with the world. I do talk about Tzolk'in cosmology. I know we're in the month of June. The Tzolk'in cycle that we're on is called Blue Night. Blue Night is about dream, intuition, and abundance. It's also the darkness. It's the womb space. It's in Mayan cosmology, it's also known as the house. And I think today is the day of the dog on the Blue Night cycle. So Blue Night is intuition, like I said, dream time. So if you are so inclined for the next several days, the last day of the cycle is going to be June 27th. So again, if you're inclined to it, look at your dreams. Maybe you're dreaming a lot lately, or maybe your intuition is really amped up, or maybe you want to tune in more to your intuition. So that's an invitation, if you'd like to take it, to look more into your intuition, to look more into your dream time, look into the darkness, the womb space, your gut, what you're housing in your life. You can look at your own house right now, right? Maybe you want to do some cleaning, change some things up. So this might be the cycle if you'd like to take the invitation to go on and do that, who knows, or whatever it is that comes up in your life at this time. And I believe that is it. There will be another episode or two coming up, I know, in the 9th Hour podcast, if you'd like to take a listen to that. So we're still doing episodes for those. It's just been a bit on a hiatus to, coordinate times with my friend here, with my co-host at the time. And then I think next will be soon coming up on 4th of July and all these other things that are going on. So again, thank you so much for listening. I definitely appreciate you listening. I've always liked writing, but now I've been more in the case of speaking, and I still take pictures and I still write, but it's in a different way. I've also taken up a lot more writing, or not writing, but drawing pictures and sketching again. You could use the summertime too, if there's a talent, a gift that you have that you haven't picked up in a while. Maybe you want to pick up on that. I know summer's a really good time for initiating new things, just doing something new, getting out there, or getting inward. Like I said, if you want to write, you sketch, you draw, maybe you sing, maybe you want to dance, play some music, start something new. I mean, there's always a time to start something new, right? But for whatever reason, for me, summer's that time that seems like, oh, it's new. It's, waking up and the days are longer. You have more energy, things like that. I know that also we still have to deal with things going on in society and the news and all that. And we definitely have to consider that, especially when it impacts our lives. But otherwise, as I would say, be you, pick up something new, look at something different, read a new book, get a new perspective on your life. There's always a chance to start something new. And I guess for me, because it's summer seems to be that new, I guess that's my version of my springtime, for whatever reason, in whatever way. So I'm picking up on something new. I'm looking forward to it, whatever life life brings me, because I I do tend to be like the wind at times. I come in fast, sometimes I go, sometimes I'm slow, sometimes I'm subtle, and all that jazz. So I guess it's just coming into my own as I have quote unquote grown older over the years. So again, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, any suggestions, anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. I, again, can't tell you how much I appreciate your readership or listening, because I do like talking. I do enjoy talking, and I really enjoy this platform. So please share it. Like I said, I do appreciate it. And, sometimes people just like hearing a different kind of voice, a different kind of frequency. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share that and to be that. So until next time, everyone have a beautiful day. Enjoy the full moon. Enjoy your book reading, your creativity, whatever thing that's new that's coming up for you. Really enjoy it. Let it change you. Let it change your world. Let it change your life. And just know, as I'm going to use this quote from a man, Dr. Dane here said, just know that you being you is the gift, the change, the possibility that this world requires. And it does, all of us just being ourselves. So again, to you being you, have a lovely, lovely day. I will talk to you all very soon. Ciao, bye-bye.